Good morning. You guys are about to get some alpha as I change the background. Although I guess you can't see it, but I got to find the right background for Candy Baby. Full baseball. No one can stop me. Here we go. Imagine, eventually we'll have a theme song. We'll have the whole custom bit. This is a little series 0 for you guys. Series zero right off the top. It is 7 a.m. Pacific. I don't know why I agreed to do this. I came up with it myself, but here we are. Let's see who's here. Fenny. Shout out Fenny. Smash likes. Aaron Borland. Aaron Borland's been chatting it up in the chat. Go Twins. Jay Peterman. Brother Fabs. JJL Smith. Stachunksta. Mr. All-Star 23. DJ Local. Devlar. We the People. Ryan B. Stachunksta again. And Dustin. Oh, Dustin Allen says no sound. Can you guys not hear me? Hello. Chops. Homie Spumoni. If you can't hear me, let me know because that'd be super embarrassing. And Jesse Kerr. Let's go. Best way to get started on those candy packs. Basically a newbie. Have an account, but haven't bought any packs. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Man, like I said, it's all fun and games till that alarm goes off. I don't know how Mike does this. I guess he does it 2 hours later. But let's pretend that in 5 years, people are going to dial back and look at this first show, and want to hear how it all started. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Greg. I'm G-Dun. I'm part of Team Hold. Been in the Top Shot streets for a couple of years. Was super excited. Always a baseball fan. Super excited when Candy came along, made the announcement. If you've been following us for a long time, I dabbled in those wax streets when they announced the Topps set. I dabbled in the Topps NFTs site, which we actually will talk about a little bit too, because that has an interesting baseball element. And then, of course, I've been in the Top Shot streets with those other D-Gens, Mike, Dustin, Jeb Bush, John Boy Beats, all the above for a long time. So it's all coming together, and that's because Candy has finally announced their packs for the season. Baseball's back, and Candy's announced the packs. Let's throw some other comments in the chat. Schnapper says, the show, West Coast show, we love it. Here's the thing, too. Coffee sponsor, you get to see it brewed live. It's so early. You could get your sponsorship brewed live on air because I have not had enough coffee yet. Goblor says historic. Big Ticket says Phillies lineup is sacked. I'm excited. Yeah, we can talk. I mean, as we get into it, we'll talk more and more. I'm still catching up on all the moves in the offseason, or actually in the last 2 weeks, because that's when they were allowed to do free agency again. It's crazy. The season's going to be nuts. So let's start with Candy, and let's start with the announcement that they've made. So if we dial it back a little bit, the first Candy packs ever, the first ever Candy anything was the Stadium Series. I don't know if you guys have seen the Stadium Series, but it was custom art for all 30 MLB stadiums. I'm gonna pull up what they look like. Custom art for all 30 stadiums. They rolled them out 4x4. They rolled them out, I believe, in fours. You had to buy them through Bitsky, and they look pretty cool. They're pretty much artwork, and they announced some future utility for them. The way that they sold them was open edition. So you basically, I'm going to show the one I can't share screen. This is already a disaster. They rolled them out open edition, meaning that however many people bought them meant that was the mint count. And I believe the first one was Fenway. I'm a Sox fan, so I was not really in the mix yet when Fenway came and went. But I did scoop a couple on the Bitsky wallet, and now they're all available on OpenSea. So that was the first ever Candy thing. And I really would love to figure out how to share screen, because I'm not a rookie here. There we go. So here's Fenway. So I actually went back on OpenSea and picked up Fenway number 34. But this is the vibe. This is what they look like. I mean, I think they're super cool. They're cool looking. I don't necessarily know what the use is yet, but they have announced utility. There was an auction for one of each of these at the time of release, and that unlocked even more. I believe all the way up to a handful of games and throwing out a first pitch, which is insane that you can purchase that. They haven't announced any of that yet, but I'm assuming some of it will start paying off this season. So this was the first set, 30 of these. They all have varying mint counts. Fenway, you can see, is at a 338. Some were more, some were less, based on the awareness and popularity. But that was the first ever Candy thing. what they followed that up with, baseball wise, was MLB Icons and MLB Uncut Diamond packs. And that happened sometime last year, I believe, like towards the playoffs. Those were just the All-Stars. So it was basically the All-Stars from the season, of the 2021 season. So maybe 84, I believe 84 of the best players. And here's the crazy thing. They all, mint count wise, were pretty low. I think out of 409. So they, the other thing that separates this from Top Shot is the tiering system. So they have core, they have uncommon, they have rare, epic, and legendary. Legendary, of course, is 1 out of 1. Core, which is basically the common, out of 409, which imagine that on Top Shot. 409 being the common is insane. The other unique thing here is that the cores are just basically a flashy animation here, but every other rarity up from core, so uncommon through legendary, has an actual like video moment. So it'll be interesting to see what the cores, like the value of the cores, is compared to the rest of these, which actually have this video moment. And I can't believe I'm showing you Mike Zunino. It's the first one I clicked on. No disrespect to Mike Z's out there, but not necessarily as flashy as fun. But you can see they actually have a highlight like a style, which jury's out on this, in my opinion. But I think these overall look pretty flashy. Let's check these down. JJ says, I'm loaded in wax and following the tops. Can't get into candy because they aren't open in Australia yet, and I'm gutted. Yeah, I know. They have announced that that's in the works. International's in the works, which I know is important to all of us. Jamesy's a stadium sale. Yeah, so Jamesy got all 30. Yeah, and so that is having all 30 stadiums is another big access point for the upcoming pack drop, which we'll get to in a second. But here's what the packs look like. I personally hold a couple of these. I didn't open my Uncut Diamonds pack, so I still have one of those. Another big difference between Top Shot and Candy is that in the marketplace, you can actually already sell unopened packs. So if we go here and look at the All-Star pack, sort of low to high, like they're going for $1,100, which is pretty crazy. And the reason is there's still some pretty heavy legendaries out there. Trout being one of them. And I think once Trout gets pulled, these will probably dip a little bit. Martin says, just so you know, I hate baseball with a passion. I'm here for you, Greg and Team Hold. I appreciate you, Martin. I will not dunk on you like Mike does all the time. In fact, when I figure out the equivalent of Dort Report, you're getting played. Stachunkta said your voice is blasted out. How's this? Is this better? Is this better? Moment audio is drowning your voice out. Oh, the moment audio. Oh, I see. Listen, day one, gonna have some struggles riding solo. So yeah, so that's where we are. We've released those packs. 409. The All-Star packs were the All-Stars from 2021. The Uncut Diamonds packs were the best and brightest upcoming talent prospects that may or may not make an appearance this year. Shout out to someone in the chat told me to buy Bobby Witt, and then he has just demolished in the spring. He's like batting like 500 in the spring. Bobby Witt Jr. for the Royals, and his Uncut Diamonds has gone up quite a bit too. Let me pull this up. So you can see Bobby Witt Jr. I'm assuming that, and actually I think they've announced it in the roadmap, that Candy will add badges too. So, you know, I feel like this is essentially his rookie card, but who knows? Because as they approach their Series 1, he'll get another moment with him actually in a Royals uniform. So it'll be interesting to see how they treat these. But shout out to Bobby Witt in the chat who put me onto him, because he's going to hopefully be starting opening day and have like a phenomenal season. All right. Brother says it's too early. Yeah, I agree. This audio, this coffee hasn't hit. Aaron Borland says Witt is legit. Chop says my best moment I hold is a common. Juan Soto, all uncommon I got were meh. Yeah, so let's talk about that. Well, let's talk about the new pack drop, because the announcement was pretty wild. And basically, if you're following the trajectory of cardboard baseball cards, like imagine ripping a pack. How many of those players do you not care about? Usually like 80%, if not 100, right? And I hate to say it, but I think this is going to follow suit, where you're going to, you'll get a pack with a certain amount of players, and they won't all be studs. We're used to that in Top Shot. So here was their announcement video. Hopefully this doesn't, I'll turn the volume down so it doesn't drown everyone out, but like pretty slick. Looks pretty slick. But every team, every lineup. So that's the key. Every team, every lineup, which is exciting because if you're a fan, whatever team you're a fan of, it sounds like there's, moments, cards, whatever they call it, on the table. But every player that makes it a little tricky. That means there's going to be some less desirable content in these packs. Not to put down the amazing, pulling an Ohtani, a Trout, a Vlad, a Tatis, any of the, it's going to be amazing. But there's a lot of players in baseball, 600 something. So they announced this MLB packs. They're MLB icon packs, which sounds like that's what they're going to call the just their series, because that's what they called the All-Star Icon pack for the previous drop. And they announced, let's see if we can find the schedule. Let's see. Because they actually dropped a ton of information. So April 12th is our date, coming up in a couple weeks. And let's actually look at this because I want to make sure that I'm giving the best information here. So 2022 Icon Leadoff Series. So this is the Leadoff Series. I don't know if that means Series 1. I don't know if that means just, I think from the dates, I think we could figure out vaguely what it means. I believe it's like first half of the season. But let's take a look. Beginning April 12th, collect a wide variety of players ranging from fan favorites to current stars available for the first time ever on Candy. Read below for everything you need to know. Drop schedule. So here we go. So lineup number 4 groups. The packs will drop in 4 groups starting April 12th. Lineup number 1 is April 12th and 19th. April 12th and 19th. So I believe what they've said is that each lineup will be different players. So you're not going to necessarily pull, if Trout is in lineup 1, then that's your shot. I don't think he's in these other ones. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the Discord. Lineup 1, April 12th and 19th. Then we jump to May 20. Then later in May. So it looks like every 3 weeks is kind of what this looks like. Which is exciting. We're going to get drops all the time. I don't know the quantity for each drop. And I also don't know how they're going to split the lineups up, how they're going to split the players up. 1 second. I was looking at it like, it's trying to divide it by a baseball number, right? Because there's 8 drops. And I was like, well, there's 9 players. So it can't be by position. 9 or 30 teams. That doesn't divide by 8. 6 divisions, so it doesn't, I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. It could, I'm guessing it won't be by team, because that'd be silly. Because if I'm a Sox fan, if you're a casual fan, you're just like, I'm just going for the Sox, or I'm just going for the Yankees. They probably want people in all drops lining up. So I don't know. Let's look at the chat. Tom Benninger says, can't wait for the 5th pitchers. Yeah, you get that relief pitcher pack. I apologize. How many players are in a squad roughly? So on a team, what is it, 40? A 40-man roster? I can't imagine they're going to go that deep. But even if you think like 9, even if they just do 9, which they'll undoubtedly do more because of pitchers, right? So say they do minimum 12 per team. And I'm just going to vamp while I pull up a calculator because it's too early to do 12 by 30. But what is that? 12 by 30. 300. So that's 360 players. I think it'll be more than that because just you probably want the starting rotation. You probably want a couple of relievers. You can't leave out like a closer, some of those middle relievers. And then what do you do with like Albert Pujols, who's just signed in the Cardinals, but is probably not in the starting 9? So I think it'll probably be closer to 18 to 20 per team. And we'll go from there. Oh, and Mihao, thank you for the correction. The first candy was Lou Gehrig, 1 of 1 and out of 100. Then there was championship ring and medallions. Stadiums was the 4th candy thing. Keeping me honest. He's right. They came out with a Lou Gehrig auction first and foremost. So thank you, Mihao. Chop says 25 players, might be 26 now. Okay, that makes sense. Rock and Roll says, can you pay for packs and stuff on the marketplace with a credit card? Yes, and we should talk about that too, because right now the marketplace, as you probably saw, or if you've dabbled, is pretty limited. It's not nearly up to what obviously Top Shot is, and I think what it will be eventually. I'm hoping that once they start dropping packs and people are back in the marketplace consistently, that they upgrade it a little bit. But at the moment, even the sorting, you can only do new listings and low to high, high to low. There's no serial, set, player, team, all that. Even like searching by packs. Even if you type packs, it doesn't come up with anything, right? If you type pack, it'll come up with both. But it's, again, if you want to sort them by the prospect, uncut diamond packs, or the all-star icon packs, it's tricky. So much more improvement to come. But to your question, can you pay for packs? Yes, you can, but you cannot currently withdraw. There's you can, but it's, I think, a 30-day window. And honestly, Mike did withdraw. And I'm sure some people in the chat have withdrawn or seen it in your account balance. But it takes a minute. It takes a little bit. So again, things that I think hopefully they'll work out by the time they're rolling these out consistently. Chop says, did they stay with the $50 price point at the time of their first drop? $50 was new, but now we have multiple products at $50, and there has been backlash at it. It's a really good point. Yeah, it's a really good point. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Let's go back, though, and see the deets of the drop, so because we can talk about how many moments you're getting for that $50. Here we go. DJ and like I'm in the club. Okay. So those are the 4 lineups. Looks like 8 different drops, and they end on June 21st, which is before the All-Star break, which is before the midpoint in the season, which kind of resembles how they drop baseball cards, right? If you imagine Topps base set, Series 1, typically they don't release Series 2 till post All-Star game, and that gives them time to adjust the content for the trades, all that stuff. The other thing is, if these moments, and this is coming to me in real time, but like if these moments cards have the play, like a video moment, are these moments going to be from last season? Absolutely. For lineup 1, I would assume they're having everything banked. So who knows? Maybe that's why they're doing the lineup, so that they can get actual 2022 season video and moments in some of these later drops. JJ L. Smith said, lockout shortened, negotiated. There will be some scheduled doubleheaders this year now. Yes. Yeah. Lots of baseball to come. They're still playing 162 games. All right, let's keep going. Pack details. So $50 per pack, 5 icons per pack. And they're jumping right into like the blended style packs with 2 guaranteed uncommon or higher rarity tiers per pack. So you're most likely getting 3 commons and then 1 to 2 to more uncommon through, or sorry, 2 or more uncommon through hopefully legendary in that pack. Now, they haven't announced mint counts yet, but I think some people have kind of done their own math and research in the Discord. So we talked about this. Core through legendary. Uncommon up will have video. Look at this, though. Uncommon has the player icon, which we saw, and then video. The rare has video plus VFX. That's exciting. And then Epic and Legendary have the player signature on it too. That's interesting too, and we haven't seen that yet in Top Shot. But you saw in that little pre-video before that they had, you could actually see the signature on there. So interesting. I don't know. Does that devalue the digital signature, since it's just obviously not like truly signed by the player? Is that something that in the future will the autograph be more valuable, or will an autograph be if that player actually owned it and sent it to you? Or like you're like, yo, Trout, I have your legendary. Can I send it to your account and you send it back so it's on the blockchain? That's your signature. I don't know. But for now, we do have that visible signature on there. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Bagged Wine says, hopefully mint counts stay about the same. So I do think they address it here. I think they'll probably be a little higher, but let's get to it. Okay, so now they talk about access. And I know a lot of people have said, like, I'm new to the marketplace. I'm new to the Candy Streets. How can I join? What's the advice to get in? Lapaka. So there are tiers for the lineups. Now, again, I don't know if what like the quantity of packs per lineup will be. Meaning I don't know how much is going to sell based on these tiers because they're giving access in a pretty staggered way. So tier 1 early access, that is access to all drops. So you can own the entire All-Star set, which is a lot of money. And the snapshot is tomorrow. So good luck. No, so the All-Star set is that first kind of all the 84 plus moments from the All-Star set. If you own them all, they're going to do the snapshot tomorrow. Same with Uncut Diamonds, which is slightly cheaper. And then Stadium Chaser, which I think Jamesy, shout out Jamesy, I think you're in there. And Original Holders. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at what Original Holders means because this continues down to Candy Suite members, Candy Discord Day 1s. And if you this is the key, if you signed up for Candy by July 8th, 2021, which I did, which is pretty exciting. And I think Mike did too. To get that Stadium series. So if you've been in our streets, if you've at all heard me talk about Candy when the boys allow it, we were talking about Candy pre this date. So if you happen to join, you may have this early access, which is exciting. But again, you may not need it. It may not matter depending on how many packs there are. Tier 2 early access. So this is 21. So if anyone owns a legendary, yeah, no big deal. If you own a 1 of 1, you're in the tier 2 access. That snapshot's not happening until the night before the drop, the morning before the drop. And then Sweet Futures, Candy Sweet Futures. We haven't even talked about that, but they had a basketball drop with some March Madness stars like Chet Holmgren and Jalen Duran, I think. If you own those sets, then you're in. But again, it's money. And then early access for tier 3 is only to a lineup 1. Here is the cheapest entry point, in my opinion. If you haven't signed up in the past, owners of 10 plus play of the days, and this snapshot's not till April. Again, this is not financial advice because I don't know what the benefit of early access is. I don't know if there'll be packs left over. I'm not sure yet. But play of the day, I think, is the lowest entry point. And again, apologize for those who know all this, but I am going to run through it for people who are just jumping in and explain what play of the day is. So another interesting element of Candy and something that I've been preaching on the Top Shot side for a long time is play of the day. Basically, it's a moment from the night before that they mint into something that you can buy on the site. And it's actually like in theory, a historic moment. So they did this last season for just the playoffs, every day of the playoffs, and then every day of the World Series. And you can see, like, this is the moment that the Braves won the World Series, and it's a moment for you to buy. What's interesting about this, and what I think is going to be so fun to follow along in the season, is that these were not limited mint counts. These were like, hey, it's available. It's $25. Anyone who wants it can buy it for 24 hours. And there's your edition size. So totally open edition. So this one being the Braves winning the World Series, obviously had probably the highest mint count of anything as people, found out that you could buy this. So 5,603, still pretty small for such a historic moment. The other thing is that it gives you the serial number in the order that you purchased it. So I think I have lower ones because I was actually on it. Here we go. Yeah, I got number 19. I was like trying to be first in line, but I got number 19. And I bought a few of these. But so my point is, this is like a whole separate ecosystem, whole separate product. And I would imagine that they're going to do this throughout the whole season. I imagine that they're going to do that with the best moment of the day throughout the whole season. And I'd love to, may not be today, but in one of these shows, I want to go through and try to predict what moment in the upcoming season will be the most sold, the most sought after, highest min count. But there's a weird, there's an interesting element to that, because if these stay open edition and someone hits for the cycle, throws a no-hitter, whatever the most iconic moment of the season is, will in theory have the highest mint count and thus be the least rare, right? So it's an interesting thing that we're going to have to follow here. Because if you look on the marketplace, the play of the day, and again, the search is awful, so I have to like remember the date that play of the day was. Hold on, 11:02. If you look here at like that moment, low to high, $22, which is actually a lot higher than it was. I think because people are chasing that 10 play of the day thing. But if you look at something like, I don't know, go to like earlier in the postseason when people weren't aware. Yeah, like here it is, a sacrifice fly, walk-off sacrifice fly for the Red Sox, $65. But look at the mint count out of 416. And then even there was like Randy Arozarena still home. That was an iconic moment. Not this one. Look at Rowdy Tellez, clutch home run in the first game of the NLDS, $145. So that's what's crazy to me is that like these moments are not nearly as iconic as the Braves winning the World Series, Freddie Freeman going nuts, but that is the cheapest one because there's the most, because it's open edition. So all that to say, that'll be interesting to find, or that'll be interesting to watch as the season goes on. And then if you look at the floor of the entire site, and again, this marketplace needs work because I can't sort by play of the day yet. It seems like play of the day is that early access entry point, owning 10 of them. Let's see what the lowest play of the day is. Wow, it's up over 20. These were selling for like $9 for a while. There you go. Astros going back to the World Series, lowest one, $21. So there's your Braves winning for 22. Feels like that's the lowest entry point, but it looks like still it would drive you or cost you a good like 250 plus with fees, 300 almost. So I don't know, not financial advice, but I feel like that's the lowest entry point. But again, we don't know, how much of an advantage that's going to give you in the streets, because we don't know how many of these packs are. We do know how many packs, but we don't know based on that. Okay, so I want to also share really quick. They did like a little FAQ action, which was actually helpful too to understand this drop. And then I promise I'll pay more attention to the chat. Let me see if this works. Why can't I share anything except what the heck? Share screen, window. Weird. Well, if you go in their Discord, they have FAQ. So they're basically like, what's the number of packs dropping? 485,000 packs across the 8 drops. And it says those will be separated into 4 lineups, which include 2 drops per lineup. So that's pretty wild. 485,000 packs, which is why I'm like, does tier early access matter? I don't know. How many icons per pack? We talked about that. 5. They go through the rarities. They go through the drop schedule. They go through early access. Are players different between lineups is the question. Yes, each lineup will have entirely different players. So that answers that question. I mean, we are, again, it's going to be interesting to see how they divide that up. I'm guessing it won't be categorized just so that fans of every team are in every drop. Lepaka says Mike is cutting and we can't hear sometime. Yeah. Technical difficulties, baby. Day 1. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the deal is. Got to upgrade the system, upgrade the suite. Brother Fab says, say that again. 485,000 packs, like a young Top Shot drop. And so if you multiply that by 5, right? 5 moments per pack, 485,000 times 5. I'm doing this in my head right now. Just beautiful mind. 2,425,000 moments are about to hit this site. So that'll be interesting. $50 per 2.425 million new moments. And like I said, if you imagine ripping a baseball card pack, there's going to be a lot of dudes you've never heard of, or a lot of dudes that are kind of just like, the right fielder for XYZ that is in the second year. But that's also the beauty of it, right? Because I don't know, Corbin Burns was not who he is, who he was in 2021. And so if you had a rookie Corbin Burns card or you had an older Corbin Burns card, suddenly that becomes a little bit more valuable, knowing that he popped off in 2021. Jamesy says early access matters because if you're early, you can join every drop. That's true. I guess I'm just thinking like, will there be packs left over? Since there's 485,000, we don't know what the user base is, but we'll see. Tom Benninger says 50,000 per drop. That tracks. That makes sense. Yeah, so you're right. They probably do, since it's 485K, they probably did 500K packs divided by 8 drops or 10 drops, I guess, and then held back some. I don't know. It's too early to do that math. JJL says, give me all the Kelly Grubers. Yes. Brother Fap says, bro, that's over 220 million in packs. Yes, I know. Mr. Also says, can we talk about the amount of money they're making for this initial drop? That's crazy. Yeah, and I mean, in defense of them, I guess it is over the course of the entire first half of the season. So if you comp that to Top Shot, it's probably similar since Top Shot's basically doing 1 to 2 drops per week. It's probably similar, but again, we don't know. They may do additional drops. They may. What's their fresh threads? What's their throwdowns? What's their like walk-off pack? All that stuff are in the mix. Snoopaloop says tiers kind of matter if there are different players in each drop. So tiers being common through uncommon, or tiers being the tier that you're allowed to buy in, because they're using that term kind of for both. The rarity tier, of course, matters, but if there are players in each, yeah. So I don't know though. Tier 1 early access, I guess we'll see. I'll dive more into it. I'll try to figure it out. James says maybe Candy can include a surprise Undertaker WWE card for fun. Isn't that? So I don't know if you guys saw the news, but Candy, this is why we in these Candy streets, because they just signed WWE, and I have been in the Topps digital trading card game for a while, and that WWE app, I never had it, but the hype for those is crazy. Like, don't sleep on WWE. Martin says, I'm interested in the way they're doing this. Could someone get into this without actually caring or liking baseball? I mean, my only comp for that is that I got into Top Shot pretty aggressively without caring or really liking basketball. I learned to like basketball. I appreciate it. I like watching the playoffs, but I got into it that way just based on collecting in the marketplace. And what's great about Candy and all these other new ones is that they're learning from Dapper's mistakes. They're learning from Top Shot mistakes. They know that badges are necessary. They know all that. So, not financial advice, of course, but it's baseball. There's a lot of money in baseball collectibles, and I don't think there are many people on here yet. So that's what excites me. I'm also a baseball fan, so I'm going to be collecting to collect, and the utility that they could potentially add in the future is meaningful to me, even more so than Top Shot. So that's why I'm in the streets. That's why I like it. JJ Smith says, can you produce a Candy Maldonado drop for the next show? Yes, exclusive. I'm just going to hoard. I'm assuming you mean Martin Maldonado. I'm going to hoard the shit out of that moment. No, I'm just kidding. Mr. Also says, the way it seems tiers 1 through 3 get the same access each drop, but you have to renew your tier 3 access for each drop, however they say to. Really? Renewing it? Even though that would mean like you're saying like if you buy 10 plus play of the days, that only counts for the first. Yeah, you're right. Early access to lineup 1 only. Interesting. Very confusing. Very confusing. Any estimate on active users? I don't know. All I know is just all I can tell is like the activity in the Discord. But there is a pretty passionate fan base, which has been exciting to like kind of watch and be a part of. So let me look back at some of these chats. We the people says didn't need to see the Dodgers disrespect Cheetah. I don't remember what I said. Mookie is the champ. Trout 0. Just saying. Yeah, send me your trout. I'll shoot you a Mookie for all of your trouts. That's why I'm so excited for Bobby Witt. There was like a video of him swinging next to, or basically his swing and Trout swing next to each other, and they were like identical. Jamesy says Stadium Chasers only applies to those that got the set at release and were eligible, US and Canada only, so I'm not eligible. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Still though, that set is super cool, and if you got it, I mean, those are like just on OpenSea and not cheap. They have gone a surprisingly good direction in terms of value. I definitely overpaid for my Fenway because it was Big Poppy's jersey number, and no one told me to do that, and I didn't need to do that, but we love to see it. Oh, We the People says it was the Braves moment that caused the Dodgers disrespect. Yeah, sorry. It's more Astros disrespect though, because that's who they were winning against. Daniel D in the mix. What's up, Daniel D? Snoopaloop says, I'm just waiting to get my Williams a studio moment. Yeah. Can't wait. I'll shoot that over to you when I pull it. MLB 2K22 drops this weekend, and then Candy Drop next week. Baseball's back, baby. That's right. Jamesy says the total set value is just below 5 ETH at the moment. Oh, that's interesting. What is the highest? What is the highest stadium? Is it Fenway or is it Yankee Stadium? Let's see. I think if I just type stadium here. All right. Let's share this. In the meantime, Breakfast Cereal says, will the Stros be good? This still be good without Correa? I think they will. I hate to say it. I'm a little sick of them, but I think they will. If Bregman can bounce back, Verlander is back. He's old as hell, but it seems like he's doing well so far in spring training. I think they'll be good. All right, here we go. So the shout out to the poor Royals, Kauffman Stadium hitting that floor price. Are there? Oh, okay. So yeah, 0.05. Angel Stadium, the disrespect to Ohtani and Trouts to the home. Kauffman and Angel Stadium staying there. St. Louis, 0.1. Yeah. All right, let's see what do you guys think? Yankee Stadium or Fenway? What's going to be a higher floor? Or we'll throw Dodgers in there for Martin. We'll throw Dodgers in there. What do we think? JTL Smith says it better be fucking Fenway. All right, here we go. Let's see. So what we got for Fenway? All right, 0.38. Not as high as I wanted for my purchase, but that's all right. We'll get there. But look at this. There's 4 available for under 1 ETH, and then it just shoots up to 1 ETH. I think what happened though, I think that OpenSea did something a while ago that delisted everything. If I remember correctly, they like delisted all listings, and so I'm sure a lot of people who just had these up just never put them back up, which is why it feels high. All right, moment of truth. Ooh, is that the same? Is that a dead tie? Oh man, I got to give advantage to Fenway because you could buy all these for less than 1 ETH. But maybe Yankee Stadium wins because the lower serial is chilling out there. Who is 55 for the Yankees? Anyone? I feel like they've retired numbers 1 through 99 or 98, and then Judge is 99. Breakfast Series aren't all baseball teams cheaters. I mean, yeah, they all find a way. The Sox aren't innocent in that fiasco. And then when you throw sticky stuff in the mix and sign stealing, all that. Oh, Jamesy with the knowledge, 0.4 for Tropicana Field. Tropicana Field for the win. Aaron Borland says Target Field has a cool. Let's take a look at Target Field. Whoa. Yeah, you're right. Let me share this bad boy. Look at this. That's interesting. I remember these too. These have been around for a while. I feel like I bought one of these for my brother, like a poster of these, an IRL poster. Man. Yeah, so this is the Stadium Series. Shout out to Jamesy, who owns the whole batch. Nats are at 0.4 as well, says Jamesy. And these are the Sweet Future here, which are, I don't think there's a marketplace necessarily yet for those on Candy, but they're all on OpenSea. I don't know. These are all out of, looks like 1920 mint count. All right. What else? What else? I also want to. Okay, so I get a lot of shit for the top streets, but whether you like baseball, basketball, whatever, I think it's worth looking at the Topps marketplace because they just made some upgrades which are pretty impressive. Breakfast Cereal says, "Is Trout the LeBron of MLB in terms of market cap?" Uh, I think so. I think Trout will believe it or not. I think Trout will outsell Otani. Wander Franco will may at least in the small sample size of just this season, depending on how he performs. I could see him being the LaMelo. But I think Trout will reign supreme, especially when it comes to those big legendaries once it's pulled. JDL says this is an outrage. Yeah. Anyway, so Topps. So Topps has, the legacy of Topps, obviously 70 years of cardboard, of wax, cardboard cards. Lost the MLB license last year during the season. So suddenly everyone thought that Topps wasn't going to make baseball cards anymore. And it went to Candy. It went to Fanatics, which is the company that owns Candy. And then earlier this year, Fanatics bought Topps, which I think was their plan all along. So all that to say, Topps had its own NFT site. They launched the first 2021 Series 1 baseball card NFTs on wax, which I was either silly enough or smart enough to complete the common set of. Well, time will tell. And then Topps launched their own site, Topps NFTs, to support drops for Bundesliga, which we've joked about quite a bit. They have Bazooka Joe, which we've only joked about quite a bit. They had a Godzilla drop, and then they dropped Series 2 of baseball. And so they've been out there. They've been out there kind of doing the same thing, chipping away at their own ecosystem. This is what it looks like. I have been in these streets for a long time. They did a couple baseball drops, one of which was Inception, which actually came before Series 2. And that's kind of like a side top set that they do every year physically. And then what else? So, and then they had like their postseason run too of these. But the marketplace has always been pretty minimal, not great. But look at what they did. Look at what they've added here. And it's really, for me, the filtering system. So unlike NBA Top Shot, this suddenly becomes more of like an OpenSea or a Wax if you're on like the Wax marketplace, because they have, different brand headers. But obviously filtering. So if we want MLB, here are all your sets. Here are your teams. That's all of that. None of that is really revolutionary. Categories, so you can look through base. You can sort by rarity. If I only want to see the epics, I can do that. But here is what I love is, of course, this is like bombing as I talk to you guys. I love the mint number sorting. So and I don't think you can necessarily do this on Top Shot. If I wanted to see, it's only number 1 serials in MLB, and then sort by lowest ask. And here's the other thing you can do is you can sort by group. So here it's like, oh, Victor Reyes, Josh Fleming, there is a number 1 serial in here, but the lowest ask for any of those cards is $2. That's not helpful, right? Because what is the number 1 serial? You can go from group listings to individual listings, and suddenly here are all these number 1s and their price. So you can get number 1 for $19.99, not financial advice. There's a reason these are sitting out here. But number 1 serials for $20, and then there it is. If you are like me and a psycho with numbers, and say you want to collect all number 162 of the Series 2 common set, right? And you want to make this your little collection goal, you can do it. You can search for it and see what's out there. And of course, it didn't actually show that. But anyway, hopefully this is a direction that not only Candy but Top Shot goes, where you can sort by serial, you can pull out individual moments, you can just find what you're looking for a lot better. I was very shocked that Topps pulled this out of nowhere. I think they took a lot of inspiration from Wax because Wax did this pretty well. But super interesting, super interesting. Not only, and then of course teams, players, categories you can sort by base, and honestly they had to because already, and if you know anything about the digital Tops apps, they are they put out a set like every day, like it's insane. The oversupply is crazy. Artemis says a solo baseball show for G-Dun. Let's go. Bagged Wine says Series 1 Wax, Series 2 Tops, NFT now. Oh, Tops NFT now Candy. Yeah. Well, and that's why it was so exciting when Fanatics ended up buying Tops, because suddenly all of that can, you have to assume that can now soon live under one roof. And I'm assuming that if they were smart, Candy would let Tops still do their thing in the physical world, because there are still avid baseball card collectors. Some of you probably are. I was for a long time. That won't stop. But now from an NFT perspective, it means that like Series 1, which lives on Wax, they've already said that they're going to work on a bridge to bring that over at least to the Tops NFTs site. So suddenly you have Series 1 on there. But they could combine it all for a major marketplace, for like the home of MLB NFTs. And we don't know that. Nothing's been said about that, but like that's the dream. So that's why it was exciting, because it felt like once they abandoned Wax after Series 1, it was kind of like, what are we doing? What do we just spend money on? Are these going to just be a relic in history, or are they going to actually have value, part of a larger kind of ecosystem? And it sounds like they're headed towards the latter, which is exciting. Tom Beninger says better than the UFC marketplace. Got him. Yeah, you're right. I mean, everyone will catch up to this and improve beyond this at some point. But I was like, wow, Tops, well done. Bagged Wine says I have a ton of physical cards I have for 40 plus years. Yeah. No, it's awesome. I don't want those to go away either. Like, obviously, there'll be people that collect both. Dustin Allen says waiting 2+ years for one redemption. Oh, are you talking about Tops? Are you talking about like the completing the set? Aaron Borland says, how much are wood tokens going for these days? I still have a few. Probably 20 cents. And good luck finding a buyer. We can look that up. Let's see. Not sure the Astros will lose a ton without Correa. Jeremy Pena is going to be great. Yeah, I mean I think they have like the longest active streak of making the playoffs. I'm maybe making that up, but it sounds right. Astros will be fine. Let's see. What else, guys? Are we wrapping this up? You know what I'll say? Just for accountability's sake, I want to actually make this a real thing. Your boy started a little Twitter handle, for better or worse. Not sure what we're going to call this bad boy yet. I personally like the name Why He Likes Baseball. Shout out Rock and Roll for making that a reality. But there's something to This Week in Candy, right? There's something to this. So I squatted that username. Give it a follow on Twitter. I'll try to tweet that. I'll keep the Baseball Alpha out of the Team Hold Twitter account and just retweet it when it's super relevant. But this is where I can get real down and dirty and not have to worry about the fact that the NBA playoffs are rolling or Top Shot made a big announcement. So come be the first follower. No tweets, baby. This Week in Candy. So yeah, we'll see. Brothers, did I rug you? We're supposed to have a special guest. Yes, it was a little bit optional, and I'll text them now and just see what the deal is. But if not this week, it'll be next week. We the people says, not sure if you answered, but have you ever dabbled in Panini MLB NFT? Excuse me. Yeah, I bought a couple packs. I ripped one. I think I bought a couple things on the marketplace. I don't know. I have nothing against Panini. To me, it's always been, I've always was just a Tops collector. And Candy was more exciting to me. And the Panini stuff looks cool. And I can pull that up and make this a part of the show later on. But for me, it was just Tops. So check out Panini. The interesting thing now that it's coming back to me, Let me see if I can pull this up, because the interesting thing is that I don't believe Panini has the full rights. It's either the Players Union or the MLB that they don't have rights to. They may have rights to the Players Union to use the names, but not with the MLB to use the team names. So on the actual NFTs, all of the team names are photoshopped out. I think that's the deal. I'll pull it up next time. But if you look closely, like I pulled a Devers and his like arm is across where it would say Red Sox in his swing, and I was like, they're sneaky. So I think that's why it's like they look cool, and Panini does a great job with football, and I think they have some basketball. But that's kind of why I was like, I don't know. But then Topps got the Reds stolen, and I was like, what is happening? Yeah, there you go. Bagwine says Panini has no right to team names or logos. Yeah, Dustin Allen confirms. Cool. And Panini goes through PayPal. Dangerous games. Brother Fab says every Wednesday. I'm gonna try every Wednesday. Obviously, your boy has a full-time job, so it's probably not fully realistic, but who knows? I mean, as the season starts rolling and there's more to talk about, we'll go from there. Oh, okay. Special guest. Oh, look at this, 10 followers. Let's go. Speaking of huge baseball fans, speaking of every Wednesday and every day of the week for that matter, I would like to welcome my special guest, first ever special guest of Why He Likes Baseball, aka This Week in Candy, Mr. Mexicarian.
Oh, it's Mikey Rojas. Baseball is live.
Oh, Mikey Rojas. Wow. People are either psyched or very disappointed right now.
No, they're super disappointed for sure.
I don't know. I feel like of all the groups that you are the special guest, this feels like the one that's going to be most receptive. Yeah. Look at brother Fabs is excited. Devlar is excited. Oh, Meow immediately one-upped your punch.
Candy Charlie's pretty good.
Candy Carl.
What did I miss? What are we doing?
We talked about the drop. We talked about just speculated on how much trash will be in these packs versus how much good will be in these packs. We talked about the tier system, which I thought I had a handle on, and then got really confusing immediately. But talk about breaking news. We can confirm here that, Mike, you are officially, I believe, in tier 1 priority access.
Yes, sir. Wait, is that breaking news?
I don't know. I don't know if you actually. I saw in the Discord it's been attached to my name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I filled out whatever that form was. Let me check. I can check Candy right now. They keep changing what their Discord thing looks like, and I just can't find it anymore. Like
I'm the same way.
Where I'm like, where is this? All right, let me see if I can find myself.
So it'd be the role is day ones, and we talked about this, but if you signed up before July 8th, just to the Candy newsletter or just on the Candy site,
day one and the Candy fam.
Wow, look at you! I got to see what I got.
So what does that mean?
So that's what we're trying to figure out here. We have deduced that there are 485,000 packs dropping over the course. Dude. Over the course of 8 drops, so which stretches from April 12th through the end of June.
Okay, I don't hate that then.
Which, yeah, at first you're like, what the? But so April 12th through end of June, which is the first half of the season, right? Because the All-Star games are around July, second week in July.
Yeah, like July 8th to the 12th, something like that.
So we have to assume they're going to lean on these 8 drops for the first half of the season, and then come back around probably for something for the All-Star game and the Home Run Derby, and then probably either the same thing or reassess for the second half of the season, which is exactly what they do in physical baseball cards. So
yeah,
it all tracks.
Do you think it'll mirror Top Shot, and then they'll come out with a All-Star pack and the market will just tank?
Probably. Well, I mean, depends if they keep the mint slow, and hopefully they do based on what they're seeing with Top Shot, but yet to be seen.
Yeah. I'm seeing did they announce WWE shit?
They haven't announced any. They just announced that they acquired the rights, which is a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that puts Candy in the class. Not, I think Dapper still reigns supreme just based on their structure and how much work they've done and how much they, just have a vision for the future. But the fact that Candy owns MLB and WWE, and I think they have a couple other things too.
NASCAR, baby.
Well, I know they have NASCAR. That puts Candy in there in the top couple. Chops also says we also confirmed from him right now that at Team Hold will need a weekly WWE NFT show.
Well, technically that still falls under Twick.
Twick?
This Week in Candy.
Oh, you're right. Oh man, I gotta brush up on my WWE. All right, Chops, you're the co-host. Let me know when you can stream. We'll do it. Brother Fab says golf is next.
Oh man, golf NFTs would be just as boring as watching golf. And I like golf.
Yeah. James E has been my incredible fact checker, and Mihao. They also, of course, have college football and basketball, which we talked about a little bit in Sweet Futures.
I don't really like those, but
I did buy a Chet Holmgren and a Jalen Duran.
I just think, I mean, like these only hold in my mind, and not to immediately like FUD stuff, but in my mind, those only hold value if Candy never gets a professional basketball licensing, which I guess they won't. So you're like, if I can't get a Chet home, like in what world is his college moment more valuable than a rookie moment?
No world. Yeah. Once he has that TSD out there, it's going to be game over.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's got to be a real world comp to that. Like, I mean, but the same could be said maybe for these uncut diamonds. At least they're in the same ecosystem.
Yeah.
But like, is my Bobby Witt on whatever? Like, here's my Bobby Witt Jr. who has
Bobby Witt,
who has usurped Jason Dominguez. And in my personal anecdotal most anticipated rookie of the upcoming season.
Dude, Kevin Forge must be pumped, man. We're talking Royals.
Well, we've been talking Royals.
Talking about Royals.
Yeah, but the highs and the lows, because the lowest stadium series on OpenSea is Kauffman Stadium. It's tough. Anyway, Bobby Witt, like, is this gonna matter? Is like once he has his first moment on the site?
Nope.
Is this gonna matter?
Nope. Although, unless he becomes a Hall of Famer, right? Because I do remember seeing Wade Boggs playing Pawtucket, and that was like a big deal.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Like, I think I saw Clemens pitch in Pawtucket too. I'm 100 years old. Not as like they weren't like rookies; they were like rehabbing. So, but it was like, oh my god, you saw Wade Boggs? Like, I don't know.
Let's hope they give him the super sexy number 71 for the Royals, and then I just
jersey match
nailed it. The Paw Sox.
The Paw Sox, dude. R.I.P. What are they? They're now like the Worcester,
the Woo Sox,
the Woo Sox.
Yeah, huge for me in my Western Mass upbringing.
Yeah. That's how Western Mass you are. Is that you claim Worcester?
Yeah, still an hour plus drive.
Yeah, like and like very much the center of the state.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, yeah, McCoy Stadium. Wow, look at that.
Goldberg says, well, time for Rock and Roll to make the Lord Royal song.
That's true. That's true.
Well, if Bobby Witt pops off.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, we talked through all that. And then I didn't get to show you, but the Tops NFT site, I know those words are not to be spoken, but this is my show. This is my show. Let me just show real quick.
That is Western Mass right there.
Oh, hell yeah. UMass Amherst. That's where I'm from, baby. That's where I'm from. The Tops NFT marketplace, they made, I wouldn't say it to the moon, but they made some pretty significant improvements here.
Oh, yeah?
They just like the searching and sorting. All right, take this imagine this on Top Shot, right? Where you can sort, you can kind of already sort by set, teams, players, categories, rarity, but they added a serial number finder sorter. So you can literally, if you're after a certain serial number, want something that's just in the top 99, a 2-digit, 3-digit,
okay,
you can sort by that. So here, if we want to if we just want to do the first 100 and just want it to be the base. You can also then sort individually, so it's not like by grouped by lowest ask. You can sort. Oops, I'll get this slander off my screen. You can sort by the individual listing.
Ooh,
So like if I wanted the cheapest LeBron 2-digit on the site, that's a lot of manual searching. But here you just pop in those two things and sort individually. Yeah. So we were saying like every site is headed this direction, but but for now, I never thought Topps NFTs would be the ones to just throw it out there.
The forefront, to cutting edge, the MIT of the NFT world. One thing that I was realizing today, and I would love to see this on Top Shot or just like any marketplace, and maybe it exists, and I just haven't figured it out. So I'm like right now trying to collect the playoff set because something's wrong in my brain. I want to be able to sort by stuff I don't own. Right, because that's a set that's out of like 120, and I don't want to scroll through the 80 I own. I want it to like filter by stuff. Like, could I do like lowest ask of things not already in my collection? You know what I mean?
That's a huge upgrade that needs to happen. I completely agree.
Yeah,
completely agree. It's that is it. I mean, Topps didn't add that. I don't think. I haven't dug deep enough, but they did finally add ones that you already own. There's a little check mark next to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. That's a no-brainer. That should be there soon. And I missed that. Why are you collecting the playoff set?
Dude, I don't know, man. It's terrible. I was like, hey, maybe I can get all of these before the playoffs start, and then get like 2 $9 packs, and then take a victory lap on Twitter. I'm pretty close though. I think I'm at like 90 moments. I think
90, and how many? Are there like 140 or something?
I think 120.
That's right.
I think. So we're getting there, and I left all the expensive ones, so it's gonna suck the rest of the way out. I've got all the $6 moments ready to go.
If you need any, let me know. Not that I have any of the expensive ones, but I don't. I'm using them for.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else too. I forget what it was. Are you max paxing it? Oh, I guess we can only probably get one pack, huh, per drop.
Well, that's the question, and that's why I kept saying don't go out and buy XYZ until you know for a fact that these tiers will benefit you, because there's so many packs. Like, I don't know, I don't think they've said yet if there are pack limits. Like, can we buy one? Suddenly there's still 48,000 available for general admission. So I don't know if it's worth going out and buying 10 play of the days or
it is.
I don't know.
It is one of those funny things. I'm thinking about like some other NFT projects, right? Where like, because you own this, like Flunks, for example, right? They're like, okay, which is coming out today, I think, but you were able to pre-sale like a couple days ago. It is kind of funny sometimes when you get pre-sale for something that might not be good. And so you're like, oh, hell yeah, I get to get this like immediately. And then like when public happens and it doesn't sell out, you're like, okay. So it is kind of like, yeah, you're day one, you can max packs. And they're like, yeah, we didn't sell out. And now you have 10 of these.
Yeah. I will say though, like the interesting thing, and this has happened now both on Topps NFTs for Bundesliga and MLB. Yeah, and Candy. But I've maxed packs on everything, whether I've liked it or not. And the ability to sell unopened packs, those are always the most valuable part of my collection, are the unopened packs. So again, 485,000 packs is a little daunting to imagine, because we're talking like out of 2,000, 6,000 before. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm definitely going to buy a few, and I'm going to leave a couple unopened.
Did they say, you might have just said this and I missed it, did they say the mint count of the moments of like the core?
They haven't announced it yet, but we did the math here on Twic, and 2.525 or something, 2.425 million moments between
what's this USD strike?
Yeah, but and here's the other thing: it's not every pack drop has different players, and we don't know how they're going to divide those out. We don't know if it's by team, by league, by position. The math doesn't make sense. The baseball math of like dividing by 9, dividing by 30, divided by all that doesn't track. So I think, and just smartly, it's probably just going to truly be a variety. They're going to be like, hey, Trout is in pack 1, Vladdy's in lineup 2, Otani's in lineup 3, just so people are lining up every time. Tom Berenger says sell play of the day, which is not terrible advice because, there's utility behind them right now. And Mike and I both know we bought quite a few and they dipped down to, I think, like $9 for a while.
Did they go to 9? I sold most of mine at like 35.
35?
Yeah.
That's a W.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I sold them immediately.
Yeah. I think those are the biggest comp you have to Top Shot, just in like the moment will matter. And we don't have any more time today, but I do want to do next week. I want to do a prediction of what potential future play of the day, 2022 play of the day, will be the most sold, highest mint count play of the day.
Of 2022?
Of what's to come. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna do a Twitter poll. I'm gonna do a Twitter poll.
How would we even speculate that?
So you have Miguel Cabrera's 3,000th hit.
Okay.
Will probably happen in May.
Gotcha.
Late April, early May. We have Albert Pujols chasing 700 home runs, which, imagine, I don't think he needs 21. That's a tall ask for someone his age who's not playing every day, but
yeah,
I feel like Cardinals are going to do what they can to get him there. And then I feel like those two are the big milestones. There's a bunch of others that I don't think will really be a pivotal moment, like the win total for Scherzer and Verlander's up there with like innings pitched. I don't know. None of those are going to be like a really fun moment on the field. Yeah. But I think you gotta add the field for like an Ohtani moment, a Vlad Guerrero home run, a cycle, or a no hitter. All right.
I like that. All right, I'm ready to speculate.
So we'll drop. I'm gonna drop a Twitter poll on the old
Twick
on the old Twick handle. The reason I built this handle out is that I don't have to nerd it out on the Top Shot handle. I can just tweet.
Did you lose a follower?
Probably.
I thought you were at 11. Now 13. There you go. We're cooking, baby.
I was at 0 before I pulled this up on the screen.
I wasn't even following it.
Get Aaron B, Aaron Borland, Shepard, Colin
Shepard,
Bento Block, JJL Smith, Brian Zimmerman, Train Pass, aka Tom Benninger, Aaron Borland again, Meow, Drew Freeman, Chris Voss, and Mitchell Stock. Look at that.
Love the support. Love the support.
And we haven't even tweeted. But anyway, yeah, TBD. I'm probably going to change the name 100 times.
There you go. Well, Greg, shout out for your first Twick episode. You got up early. You did it.
Yeah, that sucked. And I said, look at this coffee sponsor. We upgrade this potential future coffee sponsor. We upgrading because they can get it brewed live.
Brewed
live every morning.
Live brew for the live stream.
Yeah. And I would also like to say, I don't know if I can say this, but On the Moment does not sponsor This Week in Candy.
Shit.
Until they add candy to that fresh looking new site. So
Fernandez says name your show The Morning Roast, so it should have been funny. Greg, how did it feel doing a solo show for 50 minutes?
You start cooking and you feel fine. I mean, I didn't have like all the first 10 minutes was a little sweaty.
That's the hardest. It's the hardest.
I couldn't share my screen. My audio was all messed up. I have like that night phlegm still in the throat.
Yes.
So it's clearing the throat for a solid 5 minutes. But once you start cooking, it feels all right. And shout out to the chat who are actually like really contributing, asking questions that I didn't have the answer to. We the people throwing it out there. Pujols isn't getting that. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but you never know.
If he plays for 6 more years, I think he can get to 21 more home runs.
I think there's a chance he has 23 hits this year and 21 of them are home runs. So that's like 0.054.
Did a lot of people get the name of the show? Did it make sense?
No, because the reason I made the name that way is that I had a whole like theme song remix in mind. I don't know if you saw what I did with Jeb's theme song.
Yeah, it's fire.
I was going to do that. That original idea was to do that with that moment in Rock and Roll song, but I did it with Jeb to try it out, and then I was like, oh, yeah, it works, but just didn't get around to it. So,
but did people get the name This Week in Candy?
Oh, I thought you meant the why he likes baseball.
No,
I don't know. I didn't really say it.
All right, I was just curious. I didn't know if people remember that show. Okay, here we go. Love me some Twib.
There we go.
Baseball. I was wondering if people remembered it. There we go. Yep.
That was cool. That was a staple on Saturday Fox right before Game of the Week. But we got a good, real quick before we go, just because our only other baseball clip is a World Series prediction. Let's do preseason World Series prediction. Who do you got over who? 2022 World Series.
I don't even know. I don't even know who's in the American League right now. I'm gonna take the Dodgers. The Dodgers are only gonna lose like 2 games this year. I think the Dodgers are gonna go like 160-12 or something, or whatever they play. I don't know who's coming out of the American League though. Let's get a little spicy. I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays.
Oh, you bastard. I was gonna say the same thing. Blue Jays, Dodgers.
And then Dodgers in 3. Like they don't even play the 4th game.
Yeah. Well, to be different, then I'll say Blue Jays, Braves.
Ooh, that's fun. A little repeat.
Yeah. I think their bullpen is stacked. They lose Freddie, but they get Matt Olson. It all comes down to Matt Olson. If he can crush.
Did Freddie sign yet?
Dodgers.
Oh my God, that's stupid. I would pick the Dodgers before I knew Freddie Freeman was over there.
You didn't know Freddie was over there?
Jesus Christ.
Their lineup is insane. It's like Trey Turner, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Bellinger, Justin Turner, Will Smith, Chris Taylor. I'm forgetting another huge name.
Wow.
It's like 6 all-stars in that lineup.
Do you see Trevor? We can go on this too because I got to go. Trevor Bauer filed a lawsuit against the Athletic and a writer for defamation, which whatever. And a weird Twitter doing their thing where like all the Joe Rogan fans are like, yeah, this is what you got. But Bauer's not going to be able to play if he's in the middle of that's going to keep him out of baseball even longer.
Yeah, he's spiraling. I mean, I didn't see anything about that, but
I was reading about it last night.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people have moved on. Well, will he be in this pack job? No, not a chance. I don't think so.
There we go. You guys are mad? I didn't know that Freddie Freeman is on the Dodgers.
Thank you. I'm framing that comment. Where's that comment?
You put it back up. Go ahead. You can put it back up.
Get that screenshot. I just need this little screenshot. There we go. We got it. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming. First episode, it'll get slicker. We'll build it out with segments. We'll have real guests. No offense. Wow. And any final words for what's to come NBA this week?
Yeah, dude, there's a lot going on. There's a big slate tonight. There's going to